Welcome to the Gary Cantrell podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another show. I don't know how long this one's going to go. Probably going to keep it short and sweet just because it's been a rough week. I'm going to talk about that today. And so a couple days ago, day before my birthday, I got notice that two people died actually on the same day. Unrelated, but my Uncle Mark passed away from what appears to be a heart attack, and my ex-mother-in-law, Sue, passed away to what I believe is cancer. Pretty sure it was cancer. It's been a tough week. You know, I actually just got out of the gym and put in a lot of working out today just to kind of get my mind off of things and keep things, moving. Kind of really haven't felt inspired to like post on social media or anything like that, but I wanted to at the very least get a podcast out just because, this is the place where I come and share kind of my thoughts on different things, so if that's weight loss topics or if it's just stuff going on in my life, day-to-day life. So this is what's going on right now. I was on my way to New Jersey on Sunday. I got to Six Flags Great Adventure and I had a text message from my mother, which this early in the morning is, I normally wouldn't talk to her this early in the morning. She had sent me a message letting me know that Sue had passed away, and it was very upsetting. My first marriage ended in 2012. I mean, we were separated in 2009, and those who know the history could probably argue it was probably over before that. And honestly, I think that that's probably another podcast for another day. Quite honestly. That's, we'll save that one for another podcast, but I've been officially divorced since 2012, and, I got together with Amanda, my ex-wife, in 2005. So that's when I met her mother, and I just remember her mother being so welcoming. She didn't know me from the next guy or whatever, but she was just so damn welcoming. And I think that in the couple of years that I got to be around her, this is really what, she was all about. Very welcoming, a very kind, a very loving person. Someone who would welcome you in. And, she's got a big heart. And despite the issues that myself and her daughter had, I mean, obviously, she loves her daughter. She's got her daughter's back no matter what, but also, she expressed to me that she supported me no matter what as well. And I appreciate that because, I mean, let's be honest, I fucked up, a lot in that marriage. I mean, again, that's another podcast, but the short of it, I mean, really the what does Gary Vee call it? The punchline of this whole thing. And I probably should put the explicit tag on this thing. Cause I fucked that up. That was on me. It's on my tab. I have a lot of regrets about that. Would I go back and change it? Probably not, because then I wouldn't have learned. I think that you have to go through struggles. You have to make mistakes to learn how to move forward in life. You need to learn through your mistakes. And I learned a lot from that. And, I think another reason why I wouldn't take it back is because I look at the great spot that my ex-wife is in. She's remarried. She's got a child on the way. She went through college. I mean, she's doing amazing. I don't talk to her regularly because I give her, her space. I don't need to be, blowing her up. That's my ex. But through the grapevine, like my mother, I guess, still keeps in contact with her, and I hear she's doing great, and I think that's amazing. So what the hell do I want to take it back for? We both learned, and we both took a different path in life, and she's kicking ass. And you know what? I'm doing some stuff. It took me a few more years to get my shit together, but I'm figuring this thing called life out, one day at a time. As far as her mother's concerned, no matter what it was, I remember the day I left, the day I moved out, and her mother expressed to me that she supported me. She supported that decision. That was the one thing about Sue that I remember, was that, whether she agreed with you or disagreed with you or what have you, number one, she knew where you stood. Like, she had an understanding. Okay, this is where this guy's coming from. Did she agree with it? Maybe not always. And she'll share her opinion. She's open with that. She will share her opinion. This is my experience. And, she let it be where it's known. And in the times that Amanda and I had our problems, no matter what side she was on, I think she had a great understanding of, the gravity of the situation, and could offer up her own advice, her motherly type advice. And it was very welcome. So this is a very big loss for that family. It's a loss for me as well. Look, I have not been the greatest at keeping in touch with people. This is the one thing that I will say through and through. I am terrible at times at keeping up with people. Generally, if you're somebody that's a part of my everyday life, I have a lot easier time keeping up with you. If you're somebody that I don't speak to nearly as often, then I have a problem there. I'll take ownership on that. Are there people that, do I think the phone works both ways? Of course I do. But in this, for this, I feel like, a lot of this is on me, because, I could reach out. I think a lot of it is a mental block. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to bother this person, and that's kind of where I think a lot of that limiting kind of thoughts come from, is I don't want to bother people. I used to, being in a podcast and interviewing people, I think I have a good read on people a lot of times. And I'm not saying I was bothering her or anybody else, but I'm trying to just figure out the origin of it. And I think that, reading people, and I could see, sometimes the people, they thought I was annoying or whatever, or talk too much, or, I think that had like a lasting effect on me, to where, I kind of operated by the thing of, well, if people want to talk to me, they'll come to me, because then I know that they want to talk to me. And God, I can't even believe I'm like sharing this right now, just because this is just, this is so real. So whether it's Sue or whoever, that's kind of a fault of mine. But back to her, she was amazing. And not only did she have a big heart, not only did she care so much about her family, and not only was she so good to me, but before I even walked in the door, before I even started dating Amanda, if I have this right, and if somebody for some reason from that family happens to be listening to this, I don't know who does, maybe some of you do, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Sue battled cancer like twice, at least, before I even walked in the door. So pre-2005. And if that's the case, if you're keeping score at home, not only is this woman caring, loving, a big heart, vibrant personality, but man, she's strong. She is tough as nails, folks. She looked cancer in the face like twice and whooped its ass. This woman was incredible. That's a fact. So she will be missed. There is no question. She's going to be missed big time by a lot of people, myself included. And I send out all my condolences to the family. And I hope that you guys find the strength and the comfort in this incredibly difficult time. Because I know that when I got the news, even somebody who's not really been super, involved in her life in the last few years, it still is a big impact because I know the good woman that she was. My mother actually told me that Sue was still sending her Christmas cards every year. And I'm like, wow, that's huge, Just shows you the great woman she was. So rest in peace, Sue. Everybody's going to miss you incredibly. But I'm not done yet. I'm leaving Six Flags. Went out, had dinner, had White Castle. Yeah, I know it's not the best, it's not the most healthiest, but I ate what I ate. I own it. And then I get a phone call from my mother. And my mother asked me, am I sitting down? Am I driving? And when your mother asks you a question like that, naturally your mind is going to start racing. Okay? And so my mind's just racing, wondering 100 different things in the split second that I have to answer her with my answer that no, I am not driving. Yes, I am sitting down. Are my parents okay? Is one of them on the way to the hospital? Has someone passed away? These are all thoughts that go through my mind, and you don't want to think these thoughts, but it's just natural when you get a line of questioning like that. And she tells me that my Uncle Mark has passed. And all the sadness that I was feeling from earlier, thinking about Sue, now my sadness has doubled. And maybe even more so because I've known my Uncle Mark my entire life. He was my mother's brother. I'm pretty sure he was the oldest one of the bunch. I could be wrong on that. Another tough guy, strong guy. Been battling many health issues for a number of years and still kept ticking. I remember when I was a kid, I used to be terrified of this guy. Just picture this guy with like a big ZZ Top type beard, in biker getup, riding a motorcycle. At 5 or 6 years old, you'd probably be scared of this guy too. And for whatever reason, maybe he thought I was getting a little too close to his motorcycle, and he said that if he ever caught me touching his motorcycle, if he caught a strand of my hair on his motorcycle, he's going to whoop my ass. And I believed him. He was a great man. He leaves behind many children. One of my favorite memories of him is going to the movies with him. And I know this sounds so simple, but it wasn't until 2013 where I was, let me do the math, 5 years. I was like 31 years old. And I had never went to the movies with my uncle. It's crazy. Went to the movies. I think we saw The Conjuring. I think that's what we saw. And just hanging out with him there, going to the movies, hanging out with him. That was awesome. That was really fun. And I wanted to do it more. And I just, it all goes back to being terrible at keeping in touch with people. My wife is, bless her heart. She's so much better at it than I am. And, I feel like sometimes she's in touch better with my family than I am. And I need to work on that. I got a lot of work to do on that. Because then you get messages from your family saying another member of your family has died. And you're looking back, man, well, I think the last time I talked to this person is, 6 months ago or whatever. Or in Sue's case, it's like 2 years. It's just so tough because, I feel like I know a lot of people and I'm like, well, how in the hell would I ever manage keeping in touch with so many people? And again, I put the blame on myself. I didn't even want to get out of bed yesterday on my birthday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. You'll hear it Wednesday. My birthday was Monday. I didn't even want to get out of bed. I was just kind of numb to everything. And again, bless my wife. Dragged my ass out of bed and said, "You're getting up." Made me leave the house. Had a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ate all the food. Yep. I didn't overindulge. I didn't have like more than one portion of food. I had a meal each, just like a regular meal. Maybe not the best choices, but I'll own it. Maybe in some way, food is still a bit of a comfort to me. And I don't know that we ever truly get over that. Maybe some people will tell you they do. But then again, we're all different. I didn't work out yesterday. I did leave the house. I did. I take that back. I did a little weightlifting yesterday. But that was just like at the house. I didn't go to the gym is what I mean. I didn't go to the gym. But I went today. I guess the point of all this is do the opposite of what I do and be a better communicator with people. That's number one. So you don't have people that die and you wonder why the hell you didn't never talk to them. And just know that it is entirely possible that you're going to have these losses and you're going to think to yourself, man, I didn't get to the gym, or I didn't, I didn't get that workout in, or man, I ate like shit. And just know that it's okay. I feel like I say this a lot, but it's okay. Like, you don't have to just destroy yourself because you had a bad day or a bad week. You don't have to do that. Think about that for a moment. Yes, you want the best for yourself. Yes, you want to achieve your goals. Yes, you want to lose all the weight. Yes, you want to be happy. And that's fine because you're going to get all that, provided you don't quit. But to think a bad day, or in my case, a bad 2 days, is going to all of a sudden erase everything that I've done up until now. It's complete BS. So you have something that goes on, a big life event. Give yourself some slack. Cut yourself a break. Take the time you need to process it. Don't go on Instagram and create an apology tour about it. Share your struggles. There are people out there that are going through the same stuff or similar stuff that you're going through. And so don't be afraid to share it and hide it under the guise of restarting day one. You don't have to do all that. It's your life. It's one continuous journey. Share with them the struggles you're going through. Because chances are they're going to understand where you're coming from. They're going to be there to support you. I have not been on my social media yet today. But I guarantee you there's at least one person that read my post yesterday and understands where I've been, because maybe they've been there too. And if it sounds like I've said this message a few times, good. Because chances are a lot of people that hear it need to hear it over and over again because they're still making the same bad choices, beating themselves up over stuff that's out of their control. It's easy for me to say, oh man, I've fallen off the wagon. I had a bunch of crap the last 2 days. Guess what? I'm going home and I'm having birthday cake. There's nothing wrong with that. Because you know what doesn't stop? The workouts don't stop. The drive and determination doesn't stop. I accept the choice of what I've eaten, but I still keep going. I don't say, oh, because I ate like crap, I'm just going to stop working out. No, I keep going. And in a day or two, when I feel better, my eating is going to readjust itself to where it should be, eating the stuff I really should be eating. It'll be like I never stopped. And that's the reality. It doesn't need to be stopped and restart and day one and all this stuff. It just needs to be, man, I had a bad day. I had a bad week, but I ain't stopping. This train just keeps on rolling. How about you? How do you feel about that? Reach out and let me know. To all of you guys that have been there and understand, and for those of you that maybe don't, maybe you have a better understanding now, I appreciate your time and attention in listening to this. And I don't know what I'm going to have for next week's podcast just yet. Maybe a guest, maybe not. But tomorrow is never guaranteed. This is what I've learned the last couple of days over and over again. I mean, I didn't just learn it, but it's reinforced. Nothing is guaranteed. And so you better take each day and live it to its fullest potential. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. Nope. You just keep going. That's the whole point of this. You just keep going. Day in, day out, day in, day out, until the breath is taken from your body and you can't breathe anymore. To the day you stop living. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the best out of every possible situation I can. And although I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, I'd highly recommend that you consider finding in your life what are the best things for you, things that you like. Go out and do them and make the most of this life, because your ass may not be waking up tomorrow. And that's just real talk, folks. Thank you for listening.